everybody, Jared with Second Life Design. I want to take a few minutes today and talk about how I determine how thick I'm going to mill logs. I get a lot of questions on that, on how thick I cut them, what do I use them for, how do I go about that. So I got a variety of logs today. I'm going to cut them in different thicknesses and they're all for different projects. So we'll walk around each one, take a look at them, and kind of maybe help, we talk about each one that'll help determine how you cut your own logs. I try and match, when I'm seeing logs, you never know what you're going to get. You kind of, whenever the tree service drops it off, whenever you go find a log at a homeowner's place, you never know what kind of condition they're in, what they're going to look like, how long they are, whatever. So you have to kind of match the project to the log. This ash log is over 8 feet long. It's very straight. There's not a lot of taper to it. This one I will cut into 9/4 slabs for tabletops. Majority of what I do is tabletops for dining tables, coffee tables, bar tops. I don't really worry about cutting out leg stock or frame stock or anything. It's a lot easier to source those things aftermarket than to waste the good slabs. So this ash tree, these are very common. I turn down more of these than I take. Unless they are very large or very straight, I don't mess with them. This one just happened to be a very straight section that I will hopefully be able to get 5 to 6 good 9/4 slabs out of, so then I could make two board dining tables. That is the thought with this one. This red oak, this one isn't very long. It's only 6 feet long, I think. Not even 6 feet long. It has knots on all sides of it. This would be some it wouldn't be very good slabs. There's a lot of knots in them, a lot of crotch grain. And so you gotta get creative with this one. I'm going to make a cant. It's gonna be a beam. It'll be square on all 4 sides. So I will slab it on the top, and I'll figure out a way of cutting the sides. This will be a very large bench. So whatever the narrowest end is, this end is 16 inches, for example. It will be a 16-inch beam, however long it is. That's kind of when I'm talking about getting creative with how you mill them. That's what I'm doing. There is no other practical use for this. I don't want to cut it up for firewood. There's still something in there. So I will, that's how I'm going to cut that one. We'll look at these forward 3. The very first one, this is a piece of elm that is not in the best shape. The tree was dead for a long time. It's got a weird curve in it. It also has a big limb that came out on this side, so it will have some crotch grain within that. Whenever possible, I try and mill parallel to a crotch or a limb figure. That's going to add a lot of figuring into the lumber, into the boards. That's what is attractive to people. That's what you want to do whenever possible. This one also has a split on the end, so we're already working against ourselves because the boards will be cracked to some extent. So this one, it's going to be a gamble. I will probably cut these at 8/4, just a little bit thinner, because these are going to be kind of one-offs. There isn't probably not enough to book match even, so it's a little bit unique, and we'll get what we can out of it. I don't have high hopes for it, but we'll see what we can get. This big maple log, it is completely barrel-shaped. There is next to no taper, so that means it's as wide on this end as it is on that end. This is ideal. This is exactly what I'm looking for. What I will do with this one, I will trim these off to continue the barrel shape. So this thing will be perfectly round, shaped all the way around before I even mill it. I will mill this into 9/4 slabs. I will get hopefully 6 to 7 slabs out of it. I go with 9/4. I try and mill everything at that same thickness. So if I stack things, multiple slabs in one big pile, they're all the same thickness, and it's easier to stack them. I don't have to worry about keeping one tree with another. And this one will be very nice. I'm really excited about it. It's very straight. It's been sitting for 4 months. Maples are really resilient. They take up staining really well. So I let them sit out in the elements a little bit longer. That introduces some spalting to them and lets the figuring kind of develop a little bit more. This last one, this red oak, this one has a fair amount of taper. So it's a little bit different. It's very straight, but it's down to about 26 inches on this end and 34 on that end, and it's just over 6 feet long. So that's a fair amount of taper for such a large log. I will cut this one at probably 10 or 12/4. So my idea with this one is, it's a red oak. It's a little bit more common. I see it's not you see these a little bit more frequently. So to add some variety to my inventory, I will cut these a little bit thicker for a large coffee table, probably like a single-sided book match coffee table, for a desktop, a bar top. That's what my thinking is with this one. So in this case, because it is so common, it's not very unique, I will mill it a little bit more irregularly, not going for as much efficiency. So we'll get 5 or 6 slabs out of it, maybe a little bit less. They're going to be thicker. They're going to have some more taper, but they're going to be kind of unique in that way. So they are, yeah, that's how it'll end up. So really quick run through. This is what I have in my log yard right now. Kind of there's some high points you might want to follow. Go by the species. If it is a walnut tree that is really hard to find of any size, be a little more selective about those. Really, be very careful about which direction you're milling, whether you're in parallel with the crotch grains or not. If it is a really common tree like an ash or a red oak, you can mix it up, get different thicknesses to add variety. I've had a lot of people who want coffee table slabs that are 4 inches thick, so I need to mill those at 18 quarter or better, so after they move, they will have plenty of room for thickness. So don't mill everything the exact same size, but keep in mind the project you're working, what they're going to end up being. That's where I try and, every log I see, that's what I try and work with. So what is this going to end up being? This one is going to be beautiful 2-board tabletops. This one, I have no idea. This will be desktops. Keep those in mind when you're milling or when you're getting logs. It'll help you going forward. So, any questions, comments, leave them below. Hit the like button. Please subscribe. Follow along on Instagram at Second Life Design, and thank you.